Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, folks, friends, guys. My name is Alex. I'm operations director for Bulldozer Group, overlooking the casual dining, and we are here on Holly F&B with Moe Money. Finally, we got him on board with us. We'll talk a bit about the marketing, about the Instagram, about the influencers, bloggers, and all of that. What he is actually good in. Mo, please introduce a bit about yourself, and we will start our casual talk.
What's up, guys? What's going on, man? My name is Mo, aka Mo Money Official, on Instagram. You guys, I'm basically, I could say one of the OGs in the influencer game here in Dubai. I've been around for a little while, but it's been in Dubai for about 7 years now. Been in the influencer game about 4 years now, so I've seen it all. I've seen the baby influencers turn into the big time influencers. I've been a social media manager as well, influencer manager for some big names in Dubai
I
before they
believe
were.
Mo Vlog was one of yours as well. You've been working with him.
Well, he was, yeah. So I started managing him a while back when he was at 1 million. From 1 million to that span was from 1 million to 2 million. There's also Rashid, the Money Kicks. I remember I managed
Hmm.
him for a little. Actually, I managed him when pretty much from the beginning, from when he was at 2,000, took him all the way up to about 500,000, and
Jesus.
then uh, and then from basically that a year later, that's when I decided to jump into my own game and decide to manage myself. Mo
So
money.
how so how is your business money going on through this current time period and all this lockdown? How your business was affected?
I mean, honestly, like I have. All right, so obviously I'm not a full-time influencer. I don't base
Hmm.
my main income on just influencer gigs here and there. That's just extra pocket cash for me. Because it's not something steady, you know. So one month you can have 10 gigs, one month you can have two. So you never know. So
Sure.
obviously I started my own business. I dabble a few places here and there, but I have a marketing agency, so I do social media management for restaurants, for websites, e-commerce. I have a few things here and there. So all of that, obviously, most of it, 80% of it, just went on pause. Obviously, just like everybody else, we're kind of got stuck. But as well as another company I launched, a company called A-List.
Yeah, that's the
This is
next topic I would
basically
like to talk about as well.
So yeah, this was basically sending influencers. It just started in November, sending influencers to venues themselves, and they
Hmm.
go and they cover, they do a review, they on social media, they do a review on Google, and basically that kind of shut in our faces too, because the venues all shut down.
Obviously, you
So
cannot
then
visit
we,
the venues.
so we're like, okay, so social media management wise has stopped, clients aren't paying. Venues have closed their doors, so influencers can't go there. So then we thought, okay, let's go ahead and send influencers food delivery, obviously, to their homes. So that so far, thank God, that saved me. So that's working out okay, better than everything else.
Yeah, sure. Because right now, basically, all the restaurants they have turned their dining to a delivery service. And what do you think
Ex-
about delivery in general in Dubai? How is it working, and do you believe in it? Is it a future trend for the hospitality and restaurant industry in general?
100%, man. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, obviously it's gonna have to it definitely went into decline because
Hmm.
not everyone has the amount of money and that are comfortable. They don't have their full incomes. I'm sure we all know that the price cuts.
We are in the
Uh,
same boat.
so not everyone is at the freedom of let's order in every day. People would much rather go and pay 100 dirhams on groceries and eat for a week than 100 dirhams on delivery and eat one night. So
I completely agree with
um,
you.
so that's definitely hit hard, 100%. But I mean, you gotta adapt, and you just gotta push. I mean, if you have somebody like us, who's pushing at such an amazing rate, because we're not charging something crazy. We're charging something that's very, very minimal because we want to also help. We don't want to be greedy. So you
Hmm.
need to push. You need to push something.
And you're giving as well
Uh,
a free trial, if I'm not wrong.
We do give free
So
trial,
at
of
least
course,
people
because
can
we
understand.
at, at least you get a taste of it. You get to see how it works before anything for a week. And you're getting 21 influencers in a week. So in that 1 week, you get to at least a taste to see how it works.
That's awesome. Talking about the casual dining and the spend, we do understand that right now, even for delivery, the spend has been dropped down. What is the future trend in your perception of the restaurants? Now, will casual dining will be more popular against luxury segment? Should everyone drop the prices? However, if the restaurants will reduce the prices, will the landlords and what will be the cost, etc.? What is your opinion on that?
Honestly, man, really in Dubai, it's really tough. It's all really depends on the landlord. Like each landlord has their own rules. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there's the
Of course, yeah,
MR.
definitely.
So it really depends on what you can negotiate with the landlord, and then given that, you can decide what you're gonna do with your restaurant. Like I'm hearing some stats and numbers that not like what 40% of restaurants might just completely shut down because of this
Every day
situation. Is that
there are some announcements that restaurants are closing down. Some of them are here in Dubai for 10, 15 years. That's very
yeah?
sad.
And they just have to close their doors. Yeah, man, it's not
But what do you think about the
something.
trend? Luxury will stay the luxury, and there will be still a quite popular segment, or it will be more twisted to the casual dining.
Listen, the people who are eating Zuma are gonna continue eating Zuma for lunch. Okay. Luxury is going to stay luxury. The people with the money are going to continue eating the way they're eating, maybe a little bit less. Maybe instead of going to Zuma 3 times a week and for lunch and dinner, they'll go maybe once or twice. But the person that's eating, big Burger King twice, 3 times a week is going to go ahead and cut down on Burger King and most likely cook at home. So it's really
I do agree.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, and in
not
my
so.
perception as well, I think luxury will stay luxury and it will not lose that much. Yes, it will lose in terms of customers, but not in terms of volume as it was. And casual will need to survive a bit harder.
100%, man. Definitely needs a bigger push in
Yeah.
some way.
Talking about the push, what type of push do you believe in? What marketing tools you would recommend? What are working? For example, you're managing a couple of social medias for the restaurants, for not only the restaurants as well. What works the best and what works the worst?
Ads, I mean, ads are the most underrated right now. Facebook, Instagram ads are the cheapest
Mm-hmm.
that it can be. People are not realizing how cheap they are at the moment until they spike. So in a few years, when these Facebook and Instagram ads really start to spike up, people are going to regret it and be like, "Oh man, I should have spent those ads when I needed to." But
Mm-hmm.
then again, you need to also focus on influencer marketing on one side. So you're using your influencer marketing on one side, your ads on one side. So when you're having, for example, I mean, I hate to keep mentioning A-list, but because it's a brilliant
It's
idea.
yeah,
I don't know
mhm.
who I don't know who the founder was, but he's
But
brilliant.
he was quite smart
Uh,
enough.
so when you're sending out 60 meals, 60 influencers, right, a month, all right. So that's you're sending out 60 meals a month per venue. Now, when these 60 influencers are promoting your restaurant, that means all of their followers as well are seeing your restaurant. We did the calculation. I'm not going to worry with the calculation, but it's about with 60 influencers and the rank of followers that they
Hmm.
have in between the 60, we do 10 with 5 to 10K, 10 with this, 10 with this, 10 with this, 10 with this.
Hmm.
The average reach in the month, you'll be getting around 215 to 250,000 reach a month. So you have super mass influencer marketing, and then you have your ad spend, right? But then this influencer
Hmm.
marketing that you're using, all of these users, all these followers are clicking. A lot of them will be clicking on, for example, any bulldozer, Tanuki or Ishak, be
Hmm.
clicking on that. But what does that do? The Instagram algorithm automatically retargets the people who are showing interest in your Instagram.
Sure.
So that's what it does. It just retargets interest. So going hand in hand. So you have your Instagram ads and you have your influencer marketing going hand in hand, doing them in parallel. I think that's the best way to hit it.
Is there any way to select the right influencer? Because everyone, let's be very honest, on the social media platforms, and everyone is an influencer. Everyone is a blogger right now, especially with the
I've seen it all.
lockdown. With a lockdown, I swear to God, all my friends twisted to being a blogger, start doing their blogs, start doing influencing, texting each other, and etc. etc. How to select the right blogger and influencer to check on your food meal if it is delivery, and will be a right ratio of coverage on that.
Okay. See, it depends which way you're looking at it. All right. Now, if you're going in a route where you're gonna have one influencer come in with two or three people, and you give them a spend of 500 dirhams. They come in and they
Mm-hmm.
spend 400 or 500 dirhams in a restaurant, and then this one influencer it's a hit or miss, could or could not do well.
Mm-hmm. I do believe that we have some connection problems. Moe with us?
Hello.
Uh, yeah, Moe, you're with us. Can hear you and can't see you much.
Sorry about that. I got a call.
Ah, fair enough.
It cut me
It
off. I
happens.
just ignored it. So it depends really if you're talking about.
I believe your camera is off if you can on it as well. Yeah, you're in.
Yeah, so man, honestly, at this point, like you said, every single person is an influencer. I mean, I've seen
Mm-hmm.
it all. I've seen them all because I've been here, since it started, since the first few influencers really started. So I've seen the overnight influencer, and I've seen the
Mm-hmm.
influencers that have put in the work and actually have become an influencer. Um, so
True.
you really kind of have to be one to understand it as well. You have to understand the market. You have to understand who's right for your product
Mm-hmm.
and your brand. Or you can go in the, let's say, bulk manner. And if it's for delivery, instead of sending one influencer for 500 dirhams, you send 10 influencers for 100 dirhams, and those 10 influencers
Mm-hmm.
will give you 5 times the impact of that one influencer because they have such a bigger reach. So instead of having a hit or
Mm-hmm.
miss with one, you have 10 chances of getting that word out there with 10 different demographics.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So in general, you believe that any coverage is good for the business, no matter is for a small influencer and blogger or is it huge and massive.
Think about it. I'm sure you know this as well. I'm sure you've had an influencer come into your restaurant that has 500,000 followers that you feel has really done you no good. And then you have an influencer that has 4,000 followers that comes in, and maybe you see it, maybe you don't. Within the same day, you're like, oh, okay, damn, he got me some business. Maybe,
It's
maybe
true.
not.
To be
He's a
honest
half.
with you, just yesterday I was discussing with a very good friend of mine, and he said like we invested in campaign with a influencer who has like millions of followers here in Dubai, and like the return of guests coming back to the venue was zero, exactly zero, not even one person. And then when you go ahead with some influencers who is like 10K, even sometimes less than 10K, 7, 8, 15, they do much more bigger impact on their business.
They're more trustworthy, I would say. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you have influencers that have a lot of followers. They're in a different restaurant every day. They have a lot of fans. So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not all their fans are here. When you have the micro influencers, you tend to have more loyal or more friends that are following you than just
Mm-hmm.
fans. So then you would actually listen to that person because you'd feel that it's legit actual opinion of the food. So that's why it's good to do a mix and not to
Mm-hmm.
never pay an influencer. I'm an influencer. I'm sorry to all the influencers out there if they're watching. Never pay an influencer to come and dine at your restaurant because that's a very clear paid collab. You want them to come and enjoy it and want to eat and want to enjoy. When it's paid, you kind of are like forced to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
just not
and the
not
feedback will be not that much, very honest. But I know that there are some bloggers who is a very huge amount of influencers following them, as well influencers, and they do ask. For example, once I will not tell who was that, but he was asking me to promote my restaurant 20k, 20,
20K.
20k, no joke. Yes,
She,
to
how much?
20,000 dirham.
How many followers?
It was over 10 million.
Ah, okay. Wow.
And was basically focusing on the GCC countries, but it was 20 grand, no joke.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it's tricky,
Obviously, I
bro.
didn't pay
For
it on like I didn't pay. For me, is a collaboration, is give and take, correct? If I give you the experience, you will take it and will share it to your followers, to your guys, to your fans. So I
exactly.
do believe in the collaboration stuff, not in the paying as well. But there
Yeah.
are people who are charging quite a lot.
Yeah, man. It's impressive. Money.
Yeah. More, I would like to ask you as well. How, for example, you have your or you want to get followers on your page, Instagram for the restaurants. How to engage with influencers? How to build up your followers database?
Ah, funny you asked that. Actually, just one of my
Or what
clients
works
just
the best
asked
for
me.
you? Hmm.
One of my clients just asked me that actually 2 days ago, and I told him. And then we actually started a giveaway, a competition. It's on now. If you go on alist.ae, you'll see the competition running. It's the first 3 posts. We collaborated with him, and we did an iPad mini giveaway, 2 of them. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I think he's gained almost 500 followers in less than 24 hours, with
No way.
people that are, yeah, yeah, you'll see the comments. I mean, you'll see the comments. I think there's like 700 comments so far. And I sent him a screenshot before we started the giveaway. I was like, hey, this is your before. And he just
And
messaged
this is
today. He's
where
like,
we
yo,
stand.
he's like, already. So, and it's been less than 24 hours. So it's going for 2 weeks. First week, we're giving announcing the first iPad, and then the second week we'll announce the second iPad. So
That sounds awesome.
competitions are amazing, definitely for um, for awareness, because then you just put the rules, follow Tanuki, follow A-list because we did the collab with them,
Hmm.
tag 5 friends, and the third rule would be just share this on your story, and then it's a domino effect. Boom, 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 boom. It just starts circulating.
Sure, awesome. I always do believe in competition stuff on the Instagram and Facebook. It works better than just boosting the post. Whatever, as soon as you give away even 100 dirham for a meal, it works always quite well. In your
Definitely.
opinion, how much should you spend on the marketing campaigns and in general on marketing tools within a month as a restaurant?
It really depends on your goal, man. It depends on obviously your budget, number one, and it depends on your goals. So input is output. So you definitely want to split them up. You want to have some on your influencer marketing, some on your um, ad spend, Facebook, Instagram. You want to have some competitions, get something, a few iPhones, iPads, something to create that buzz. And you just do all those in parallel and just shoot, man. Just shoot for the stars.
How do you split these investments? Obviously, let's say I'm a small casual dining restaurant doing deliveries and having a small capacity restaurant. And what would you recommend for me? I'm just a newcomer in the business, brand new locally built restaurant, and I want to get famous and I want to actually attract and capture my auditory.
Hmm. Instagram ads. I mean, you want to do, I would say definitely sign up for A-list. Get that out the way. You
The
need
first
that.
thing you do.
100%. First thing you do is you're having 60 influencers, promote your product. The reach and the impressions that'll go towards your brand right then and there, the exposure you'll get, amazing. But then in line with that, you need to do your Instagram ads. I'd say 100, I'd say 400, I'd say $1,000. So I'd say like 5,000 dirhams. Say
Okay.
5,000 dirhams. And then you have 1,000 dirhams cost of food for A-list, 1,000 dirhams, seven. I'd say you put a 10,000 dirham budget for
On the
marketing if you
marketing.
can. If you
Okay.
can, split between your ads and your competition and your A-list. Um, I mean, that's not bad. 10,000 a month for just marketing to start. It's 120,000 a year. Because you need marketing. You cannot survive without marketing. So
Nowadays, not at
you cannot.
all. And you need to be
No.
very competitive on the marketing as well because everyone is right now stuck and it is very difficult to attract people for dine-in because no dine-in. So they know the quality. So it's more competition within deliveries. Everyone twisted to deliveries. I swear to God, Zuma start doing deliveries, LPM start doing deliveries. They're doing a fantastic job. And their food's starting amazing and their packaging is out of this world. I love it personally.
Yeah.
However, in casual dining, the competition is so tough. How to be different?
How to be different? That's the question, man. You always want to, because there's so many of the same kind of restaurants, right? You got your chicken, you got your burgers, you got your pizza,
True.
you know. Uh, so honestly, quality, bro. You just gotta focus on quality. You gotta make sure your quality is the best. So, because there's so many, right? So when you try one and you know that's the one, no matter what other ones you try, you'll always go back to that. So quality for sure. You just have to. That's your main primary
Awesome.
focus.
So
100%.
quality and 10K for marketing budget. By the way, without any advertisement, I'm as well signing up for the A list starting from June. We have discussed with Mo this 100 times, and he's pushing me so badly, but I have already agreed. And I do
Because
believe,
no,
and I'm
because
looking forward to
I
start.
because I realized something. Because I realized something. And I was like, oh wow, wait a second, hold. Okay. Then you said June. I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good.
No, we are wearing, you know that. Also, what do you find yourself more as an entrepreneur or as a blogger? How do you
Say that again.
identify yourself?
What was the first
You
one?
find it, you identify yourself as a blogger or more as an entrepreneur?
Oh no, definitely entrepreneur, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Blogger is just is side hustle. Like whatever comes from that is just amazing. Whatever comes. I definitely do not rely any on my blogger. Like I do have, of course, I have my ambassadorships. You know, I have Samsung, I have Views. I do work with a few brands long term, so that's great. I'm happy with that. And then if anything else comes on board long term, if it's obviously suitable with my brand, amazing. But the little brand deals, sneakers, this, that, this is not a brand deal. I love Jordans. I wish they would. I wish they would pay me to wear this. I freaking love it. Um, yeah, man. So definitely side hustle. Entrepreneur is definitely my thing. So yeah, it's the answer to the question.
Awesome. What do you think about? We've been talking about the restaurants. We've been talking about the marketing. That was fantastic. What do you think about the guests? Will they change their behavior? Will they change their habits after we come back to reality as it was before?
In Dubai, no,
No,
no. Dubai, we're
just simply no.
Dubai's crazy city, man. Like in a good way. Like as soon as doors open, why do you think Dubai's smart, man? They close when it's Eid time. Now that it's Eid coming up, they closed it up. Hey guys, you stay home. Stay home with your families. Don't go crazy because it's Eid. You know, because during Ramadan they opened the doors a bit. They eased on the lockdown so people could be with their families a little bit. But then if they kept the doors open for during Eid, people would go out and celebrate and just ruin
Yeah.
everything they worked on. So Dubai was like, you know what? Let's close them in a little bit. Let's wait. So in my opinion, they're closing us in right now for Eid. Let everybody like relax. They want to get all the excitement out, but like chill, get the excitement at home, and then slowly, I feel like they'll start opening things up. The second things start opening up, though, people are gonna go not go crazy, but because Dubai is really really smart and they know how to control their people in a good way. Like
I agree.
with their fines and their rules and their this and their they know how to keep their community controlled. So with this whole social distancing and the whole fines, even if you have a friend of mine had his mask like this, not even like this, slipped and he got a fine. Like
No way.
stay in ch stay in check or you will get fined. Period. You know what I mean? And
Straightforward.
that's it, man. Dubai doesn't mess around, and that's why I love it. Safe, strict in a good way. You gotta follow the rules, and you'll be okay. Done
I
deal.
completely agree with
But
you. I'm as well happy that I'm here in Dubai, and to be honest, with you, I don't see myself being somewhere and going home or traveling elsewhere for this time of period. It's super safe here. You know that the government is taking care of you in terms of preventive measures. They do everything just to make sure that we are safe in the future. And I do
yeah,
agree as well that all of this lockdown will be over after the Eid. Fingers crossed, because the business is affected so badly.
let's see, man. Let's see. I'm just you just gotta honestly to keep your mind straight. You just gotta expect the worst, not to think negatively, but you have to expect the worst and hope for the best, just so you can always be on the upside of things. You know?
I completely agree, Mo. I
Yeah.
I think I have covered all my questions which I had in my mind. If you would like to add anything, that's fantastic. If not, we can move to the questions if we have any from the guys who is watching us.
Shit, man. Honestly, should I be asking you the questions?
If you want so.
No, no, we'll leave that. I'll interview one time on my channel, so that way my viewers can know a little bit more about you and what you do.
Sounds good. So we have a question from Alex. Well, which type of the venues is the best to be pushed by influencers? Okay, that's cool. So is it luxury? Is it casual? Is it fast food? Or where the influencers should
Depends
go?
depends who's asking. Is it the venue asking or is it the influencer asking?
I do
You know,
believe it's a good question to answer from both sides.
to both sides. So if the influencer, it really depends on what you love to do, and what's your interest. You know, if it's your influencer,
Hmm.
you want to promote something that you're interested in, or else it's not natural and it's not legitimate review. And then for the venue, let me see. For the venue, you wanna get influencers that are true to
Would you,
your
for
brand as
example,
well.
like does Zoom, for example, call influencers, and do they collaborate with influencers or PM or like luxury segment, or they are strong by their name?
So most of them, yeah. So Zuma, I believe, doesn't collaborate at all.
As far as I
At
know, they
all.
don't.
Zero. I know LPM does with very select influencers. I know that
Mm-hmm.
because I've dined with they've invited me over and it was amazing. Most of the high-end venues they do very select. I think the only one that doesn't is Zuma. Zuma, if you're watching, shame on you. No, but I mean it is some of the best food in town. So, but
Yeah.
they should
So I
definitely use
think any
influencers
type of
select.
restaurants should have collaboration with influencers, not maybe as big in volumes as new restaurants and beginner restaurants and casual dining, but they still should have the influencers
You
coming
can
over and
never,
spreading the word.
yeah, you can never be too cocky as a restaurant. You can never have more enough business. You never close your doors and say no. Like, you know what I mean? If you guys aren't doing good on Tuesday lunch, promote
Hmm.
Tuesday lunch with influencers. I'm sure you're not full on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. You know what I mean? So, but see the way they see it is we're too good to have influencers and give free food. It's not free food. It's marketing. You know, you cannot be too cocky, no matter who you are. I don't care if you're Nusret. Even if you're Nusret, I mean Nusret is famous himself. He's an
Yeah,
influencer himself. He goes in there, but
true. Salty
still,
way.
it's still marketing. You can never have enough of marketing, and influencers is a primary key of marketing, and you can never have enough for sure. No matter what restaurant, you could be 7 stars. You could be Burj Al Arab. I remember I reviewed restaurants in Burj Al Arab and Burj Al Arab itself. that's 7 stars, you know? So can never have enough for sure.
I agree. I believe this answers the question in full. So we have from question from DCD Lab: how much you need to put in ads for all Google, Insta, Facebook to have see the outcome in footfall? I believe we've been discussing you've been splitting it to around 10K overall.
Well, between the 10K, if you, Google AdWords is definitely key. Google AdWords is a lot more
Mm-hmm.
expensive now than it was a few years ago. So you don't want to put too much on that because it's a bit expensive. Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
Instagram ads for sure you want to put the majority on because that's what's the cheapest and the biggest bang for your buck at the moment. Um, and yeah, you just need to split it up like that. So Google ad, how much you it depends on your budget. That's the thing. You can't say, well, I can't say
Mm-hmm.
10K for any restaurant because it really depends on how much the restaurant's
Sure.
bringing in.
But how would you
So
split in percentage? Let's say you have a budget and then you put 20% for Google, you put 30% for Insta, you put 30% for Facebook, and then you're left with 20%, which you do the influencers, bloggers, and all of that.
yeah, I'd say 15% Google AdWords.
Hmm.
I'd say 20% Facebook, 40% Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram now is a lot more active. Thing is Facebook and Instagram obviously are together, so you
And they are
use the
linked.
Facebook.
Yep.
So yeah, you would go through Facebook back end, the business manager, to be able to advertise on Facebook and Instagram. So you basically split them up. So you do like a 60/40 between Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. You switch them up sometimes. You do 60/40, 60 Instagram, 40
Mm-hmm.
um,
And then you swap.
Facebook, switch it up. But the least I would say would be Google AdWords, then it would be
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Instagram, then it would be influencer marketing, and then you leave a little bit for your competitions, monthly competitions, which could be for the cost of food. If you don't want to put too much on competitions on
Mm-hmm.
items or whatever, it could be cost of food, which is amazing because you give like a 6 months supply of food. You want to do big giveaways as well. Big giveaways, but not too much to put a dent in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Question: do you believe in SMS marketing as well at the same time? Would you put some budget for SMS campaigns for WhatsApp messages? Because right now WhatsApp is doing the WhatsApp business, or Telegram bots and so on.
Uh,
You don't believe in that?
Personally, Telegram, I'm in like 50 Telegram groups. I open Telegram once a week, once a month. Um, SMS marketing, I don't believe in at all. I don't because I get them every day, and as soon as I see a text message, if it's not from a contact or a friend, I don't even
You
I don't
don't
even
even
look at
bother
it. I
yourself
don't
to
even
read.
read it.
Mhm.
Never.
Okay, cool. I believe
And
that's answered the question. We have from Dude in Style the question: Google Ads or Instagram? What is better? Instagram, I do
at the
believe so.
moment, at the moment, 100% Instagram for sure. It's much more bang for the buck, big time.
Okay, we have from CW Business in Russian a bit. I can read luckily. How to use TikTok
Nice.
for business?
Same way you would use for Instagram, except short videos. Think
Actually, it's a
about
very good question because TikTok is getting very, very popular, especially in Asia, and that's how you can capture the Asian crowd. I do think so from Asian countries. Are you using TikTok? Are you doing anything with TikTok?
yeah, actually, I did. uh, I met TikTok, I went to their offices. They got me motivated. I went in there. I did a lot. And then I kind of just slowed down a bit. I've slowed down a lot on social media in general, just because I've just been busy, doing other stuff. But TikTok, 100%, I am I'm guilty because I haven't been active as much, but I do suggest TikTok a lot. And TikTok is basically a lot more of the younger crowd, but still,
Mm-hmm.
this younger crowd is eventually going to be older, whether if it's we're talking about FNB. This younger crowd has an influence on the parents as well of where they want to go eat, a very big influence. their kids nagging on them, even if they're
I
children
agree.
or teenagers, they do have an influence on where to go eat because they're the ones nagging on the parents. So content-wise, you just need to tailor it to TikTok, but definitely TikTok is key for sure.
Awesome. It's a good point. Dude and Sun is also asking a question. What about hashtags? How to choose this properly, and is it effective?
Hashtags. Hashtags are interesting. They used to be a lot more effective back in the day. They still are effective. What I do with my hashtags is I don't actually mess up my caption and put them all in the caption. I keep my caption clean and then I comment with the hashtags that are relevant to
Hmm.
my topic. Um, usually, not usually, it's 30 would be the cap. They won't really
Okay.
let you put more than 30 hashtags. So you want to put 30 hashtags, all related to your topic or kind of
Hmm.
subtopic. So that way, anybody in these topics or subtopics that would be interested in you, you would show up in their hashtag
Fee, yeah.
in their
Is it
hashtag.
working? Is it effective in general?
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you got to do everything at the same time, right? You gotta. It's basically like working out. Okay, working out. You want to work out consistently. Number one, so that way you grow and you get big. If you stop working out, you stop growing. So you got to
Yeah.
stay consistent. Number one. Number two, you got to work out all
The entire
different
body,
body
yeah,
parts.
all the
You got
muscles.
to do chest. You got to do biceps. You got to do triceps. You got to do legs. Even though you hate to do legs, you have to do
Everyone hates
legs.
lead to the legs.
You literally like legs. I mean, there's some things you don't want to do, like spend money. Marketing. Marketing is legs. You got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hate to do it, but you have to grow. So there's certain things that you just need to do. Got to be consistent. You got to hit all areas. The marketing, the hashtags, the engaging. Engaging is key, man. Engaging, going in. You cannot just post things and expect people to like and comment just like that. Like I'm cool, like me and comment me. No, as a business, you have to go back in to your people, to your comments. Even if people aren't commenting on you, go into your hashtags, go into interests, the same topics that you're in. Go in there. Go to the first top 9 pictures. Start liking and commenting on people that are in your industry, on people that are potential customers. Hey, oh, I like your hair. Something valuable, nice, valuable feedback. Do that for an hour a day and watch your Instagram also start to grow interest, start to grow comments, start to grow likes. You got to give to receive.
It's a lot of work
That's
behind
life.
it. It's not that simple. It's not that easy as people think. Okay, we have
It's life, bro.
from current in kitchen. Why influencers post only stories and don't keep posts nowadays? It's only 24 hours at work, which is not enough. Am I wrong?
Store posting stories for what?
Yeah, for
For
example, for
restaurants?
advertising, yeah, for the restaurants. As soon as you come and you do delivery, they do usually like a couple of stories, and then they can do some review on the TripAdvisor, Google, or Facebook, or Zomato, which is quite popular here. But they're not keeping the post in their feed. Why is that? And is there any trend of that? And
Nah, well,
because
most
it's not
influencers.
like you have the advertisement for 24 hours. That's it. Then your ad and your investment has gone.
Yeah, true. Uh, true and not true. Number one, when an influencer is posting, for example, again, I'm gonna put A-list as an example. When you have 60 influencers posting Tanuki, Tanuki, Tanuki every day, 60 influencers are posting, all their viewers are seeing it and they're clicking on it. Again, like I said, if you're running the ads, boom, your ads are going to retarget these people. So
Hmm.
if that viewer, that follower of that influencer didn't actually click and order now, they're going to get retargeted and eventually, hopefully, order later, you know? But influencers that are posting only stories, me as an influencer, I would not post a restaurant on my feed unless I'm paid to, which I don't like to do. I don't like to get paid to go to eat at
You want to
restaurants.
keep as well your Instagram for yourself in certain way.
Yeah, I don't want my feed to be all like me in a restaurant. I'm not a food blogger, number one. So I'm not sitting there with like, a big table in front of me in every other one of my posts.
Mhm.
So it's tough to tell an influencer to do an Instagram post for a meal. especially if they're big. You know what I mean? If you have a micro
Yeah,
influencer, you could advise suggest them to do it, and they could potentially do it. Yeah,
to start with and to grow and keep going. And we have another question:
exactly.
how to become successful vlogger? Actually, this is a good one to start with.
Well, honestly, anyone has the capacity and is able to become a successful blogger. You need to find a niche, first of all. You need to find a subject that you are good at, that you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about it, don't do it. You need to love to do it. You need to really like it needs to be you. You can't you maybe you won't find it right away. Maybe you'll start something and then I don't like it. Find something you love to do that you'll be able to do it every day without feeling like, oh man, I gotta do this poster. Now you gotta want to do it. Like me, I love luxury. I love supercars. I love hotels. I love traveling. So that's what I'm about. I love doing that. So I do that. That's what my content is about. Um, if you love food, do food. If you love
Fashion, you do
basketball,
fashion, basketball.
anything. You want
Mhm.
golf? Are you a golf fanatic? Go in, all in, go all in on golf. Find that. Find your niche. Be very consistent. And then people say, "Oh, do I choose quality over quantity?" You need to choose quantity as much as you can until you find that quality. Then you get that quality and you multiply and then shoot in quantities, if that
Awesome.
makes sense.
I completely, to be honest with you, I follow you at every single word. Should I give a discount or better to make a deal with fixed price to attract more people and have better engagement? Okay.
Should you give a
Should I give a
discount or
discount?
better? What's a fixer?
Okay.
It's fixed on a fixed price.
Fixed price. So deal on fixed price, for example, buy one get one free, or is better to have like I'm giving 20 or 30% off on Mondays, or all the items for 25 dirham on
Yeah,
Mondays, or better to have 50% off, or kind of what is better, the discount price
it
promotion or
really
fixed price promotion?
everything in marketing is trial and error. You can never say this works better than this. Each brand has its own trial and error. You try it, what are you going to lose? You know what I mean? It doesn't work, you move on to the next. You try it,
Yeah.
it works just like with Instagram, the same goes with content creation and becoming a blogger. You do quantity until you find that quality and then you take the quality and multiply. So you see whatever works for you, take it and run with it.
And I believe the last question, are you helping to this channel to get more subscription? Unfortunately, no, but since Mo is here, I do believe that it will help as well to the channel by itself. Your
Yeah, of
company,
course.
I'm more than sure. Your company helps managing social media accounts. How much this costs?
Social media accounts, well, not necessarily bloggers or anything like that. We do companies. So it really depends on the amount of, content you're doing per month, the amount of ad spend. It's not something you can just say, hey, it's $2. Send me an email and we'll discuss.
and then you will find out. That's very true.
Yeah,
Nice. I do believe that we are cool with the questions. More. It was absolutely fantastic chat. I really enjoyed. It was a lot of
Alex, my man.
cool insights, a lot of good tips and tricks for everyone. Last word from you. I believe you would like to wish positivism to everyone to stay positive and healthy and wealthy at this moment. And then I will say bye as well to my guys.
All right, guys. Yes, definitely everybody out there, I like that. He said stay healthy and stay wealthy. Try to stay as wealthy as possible. I know I'm trying my best. Everyone is trying their best. But obviously, more important is stay healthy, keep your family safe and sound. Be patient, be very patient. We don't know how long it's gonna last, so don't be in a hurry. Be as patient as possible, be as safe as possible, and take care of yourself and your family, most important.
Completely agree. Fantastic words. It was a pleasure talking to you more. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and follow Mo on his Instagram, Money, Mo Money
And make sure
Official.
you subscribe to this channel as
Totally
well.
as well. Absolutely right. Follow us. Stay tuned. We will have a couple of more cool interviews coming up this and next week's. Thank you very much, guys.